Hey guys, I want to welcome all of you here today with us. I am with the one and only Alan Griffin.
Hey, what's up?
Man, let me tell you what, this guy is the bomb. He's a great friend. He is a great man of God that loves students, loves the school campus, man. I love the way that you pour into not only the students, you pour into leaders. And I've been under you with senior adults sitting there, and you're able to just communicate in such a way that impacts everybody. From the youngest to the oldest, and that's talent. That's great, man. That's anointing, man, and I appreciate
awesome.
your heart for that.
Man, thanks for compliments. I'm writing the check right now.
Please do.
That's awesome.
We'll take every bit of it. But just to kind of, I want to all you guys, and especially Alan, to understand where MSLA Youth Alive is. We have been in a place of prayer, man. We've been trying to decide what God is going to do through us and how He wants to do it. And we decided a long time ago that what we do, we want to do with purpose.
Yes.
And when we do it with purpose, we want to do it with the best of excellence that we can do it. And through that and praying, God's given us 3 non-negotiables. And we say those 3 non-negotiables are reaching, connecting, and rescuing. We want to be about, first and foremost, training students how to reach students.
Yes.
Probably one of my favorite parts about Youth Alive is seeing the student, man, they got the rights to do whatever they want to do,
right.
to be honest with you. And
You're free.
and the creativeness of a student, man, they can come up with some really cool ways to talk to their friends. The other thing is connecting the church to the local campus. Mm-hmm. Man, I see so many churches that seem to be scared of the campus and steer clear of it. It's taboo to go there, and it's bad, and there's a whole bunch of atheists and people there, and they don't want us there.
The dirty people are there. They're dirty.
And that's what I try to tell guys all the time. Man, I like to fish, but I like to fish where fish are at.
That's right.
I don't like to fish in a mud hole. You know
That's
what I'm
right.
saying?
And sinners don't walk into church every day, but sinners walk into our educational institutions all day long.
This is true. And so that's the second thing that we're always about. And that's probably one of the things I enjoy the most is about watching when a pastor gets it and when a youth pastor gets it.
Yes.
And the third thing, man, we're always about is rescuing. We're about rescuing the lost ultimately.
Come on.
That have not, man, it's surprising that here in Mississippi and Louisiana, you'd be surprised at how many times we do a school assembly night event, and on our commitment cards we ask how many of y'all have ever had a gospel presentation. And it's right at 80% have never had a gospel presentation in the Bible Belt, bro.
That's missions.
And so here we are. This is what we're about. We're also about rescuing those that's lost in bullying situations, or maybe they're lost to the thoughts of suicide, or they're lost to human trafficking and things here stateside. And so that's what we're about, man. That's what we want to do. And I know your heart lines up with just about it, probably all those points plus some.
That's what our lives are all about. And, as an evangelist, those are the key focus of not only the evangelist, but the apostle. That gift to the church to start something that was not there before, to see something before it's accomplished. And that's what Youth Alive is and has been, not only around the nation, but here in the Mississippi and Louisiana section, to see that kind of influence happen to reach young people.
And so today, I've got a few questions, man. I just want to pick your brain. I've got you here.
Take it.
We got a good cup of coffee going here.
Real good. Community.
Community coffee.
I love it.
Louisiana, of course. No. We probably need to see if we can get a little advertisement money.
I know,
from them
we
right across
should.
the
We should
bottom
do
of
a
our
whole
screen.
community. It brings white chocolate and dark chocolate together.
That's why I love this guy. And so we're going to get into this.
Yes.
Before we go too crazy. And so just a few questions, man. Just a few things to pick your brain.
Yeah.
I want to start it out just like this would be. You were a youth pastor for many years.
Yes, sir.
And besides that, now you go into schools all over the U.S. and outside the country, and you see many things. What is probably your favorite thing about serving the school campus?
Wow, that is a good question. One of my favorite things about serving the school campus is seeing lives changed. I know that when we talk about outreach to schools, we always think, well, if I could just get people saved. My goal is not only their salvation, but a transformation in their life. And not only to share my faith, but to see their story change so that they're sharing their faith. The true transformation that I love to see is when a kid goes from hearing the gospel to sharing the gospel.
Yeah.
And of course, them sharing the gospel is them telling their personal story, what God has done for them. And that shift can happen even in one night if we focus on those three areas that are non-negotiable.
Right.
That we take kids from being reached to reaching, from being needy to being needed. That's the key. And that's what we love. I love to see the light go on. The kids say, man, not only am I loved and cared about, but my heart is supposed to be, my life is supposed to be about reaching and caring for others.
Now, as a youth pastor, and we've talked before, and I myself, I used to go into schools as a youth pastor. In fact, I can tell you there's one part where we used to youth pastor that I had a key to the weight room and, and to the gate.
You had it good.
I didn't have to check in the office. You know, I felt like faculty, had my own little badge. It was really cool. But it didn't happen overnight.
No.
It took a lot of relationship building, a lot of time of working with the principal so that he realized, hey, this guy loves me and trusts me.
Yeah.
But what are some things that you've done, some ideas that you've done that just connected to the school, the way you were able to serve that principal, the administrators, the faculty? What's some things y'all got?
I youth pastored in Miami, and we had about 14 junior highs and high schools in our city in Miami-Dade County. I served about 9 of them consistently, and it was very difficult to do that through the course of a week, but we did it. We did what needed be done. But here's a couple of things that hit me right off the bat. I always meet pastors, youth pastors, that say, I have a hard time getting a hold of my principal. I struggle with getting him on the phone. I can't get him to return a call.
Oh, so you had that same problem too, huh?
Oh my goodness, yes. But it was one day that I was driving by North Miami High School. And I was driving by it, and at that time, Mr. Hankerson was the principal. And I remember driving by and looking at the campus. And I went, wow, that's a big, that's a beautiful big campus. And I felt like the wisdom of God was downloaded, like straight up app store download into my brain. And the Lord said, that principal's not calling you back because that principal is a CEO of a major company that has over 150 employees.
Come on.
That has at any day 2,000 clients walking in and out of the doors that they must serve. An institution of education where he is a CEO. You know, I couldn't imagine walking into a company like BASF, which we have one right over in Miami Lakes, Florida, walking into BASF where he has only 80 or 90 employees, but he has thousands of clients as well around the world, and saying, hey, can we talk today? Hey, I'm the pastor. I'm the youth pastor. Let's talk. He'd say, why? Why do I want to talk to you? What do you have to offer me? You know what, youth pastor, you're going to be gone in a year. We've had 5 guys just like you through here over the past 5 years.
Yep.
Why should I talk to you? And so I think that our approach has been misguided. We think that because we're here, you need to talk to me. The truth is they don't want to talk to us. Most administrators and leaders, they look at us as they're going to come and they're going to go. They might break something or cause a problem for me or create a mess I have to clean up. And so it's our job to not only communicate with them on a professional level, but it's also our job to remember our purpose. As a youth pastor, as a youth leader, we are not in that community for a month or a year. If you're not committed to be in your community for several years, 3, 4, 5 years at least, don't even waste your time talking to a principal, because they're not going to waste their energy investing themselves in you when you yourself are not invested. It's all about commitment. And if you're able to say to your young people, your senior pastor and your community, I'm not going anywhere, I'm committed here for years and years, then they'll listen right off the bat. But if you come in and your license plates haven't changed on your car yet and your phone is still from another state, you're going to have trouble because you're not committed. And that's just a small part of that. But The CEO is not going to return your call for any other reason than you have something to offer them.
And so what would be some of those things that you offer a guy like that?
Wow. I mean, for me, in Miami several years ago, I bought my affections. I bought their affections with gifts, with kindness, with serving. And so rather than call the principal and ask him questions and try to get him to talk to me, I would call his administrator. And I would set up meetings with the principal's administrator. And I'd say, hey, what do you guys need? What are the needs of your school? I would talk to the activities director. You and I both know the principal's administrator and the activities director are the gatekeepers to all that happens on the campus of any school.
That's right.
And so as long as you speak with them, you will find out the needs of your campus. Maybe there's classrooms that need painted. Maybe the gym could use a good cleaning. Not a few weeks ago, I was in a place in Florida called The Villages, and the youth pastor and I spent the afternoon before our assembly washing and cleansing the backboards of the gymnasium. The backboards were dirty, they were filthy. And when the basketball team came in, the girls' basketball team came in, they were so excited because now the gym looked sparkly for their game that night. There's so much we can do to serve our schools, and I think our creativity is limited when we think there's only one way to serve them. There are 1,000 ways to serve. I talked about affections, and so we would send birthday postcards to the principals and gifts to the principals. How much money have we spent giving away things to students when you really want to give things away to the gatekeepers of your community? Your principal never gets birthday presents because he's not a teacher. Bless them. Bring them into your church and bless them. Do an administrative professionals day at the school. Bring all the secretaries from the school office into your church. Give them a lunch. Give them a brunch. Bless them. Give them gift cards. Give them, our particular administrators massage envy gift cards for that back rub they always want.
There you go.
Just bless them, bless them, bless them. And you'll find that when they notice that you care about them, and not just getting involved in their school and taking over, so to speak, you're going to have a lot easier time ministering and serving that school.
And I'm pretty sure you've given away a pedicure every now and then, too.
Oh, yeah, I believe in the pedicure. Don't tell anybody.
I won't say a word. We'll keep the man card up there. But, there's some things that I can tell you right now that we've gone around and we've seen some opportunities. We've seen things that, our heart is to ultimately get the leaders on the campuses.
Yes.
And as a youth pastor, I can tell you, I loved eating lunch with my kids when I could get that chance.
Oh, yeah.
I have several volunteer leaders, and I was one for many years. In fact, it wasn't until we became Youth Alive missionaries that I ever served in a full-time position.
Nice.
So I was either bivocational volunteer for 20-something years of youth ministry. And so when I didn't have the time to go to lunch, I went to ball games. I went to where it's easy access to get on the campus. And so I tell guys all the time, you're going to have plenty of opportunities to minister to students. There's plenty of opportunities through outreaches, through your regular youth service, but those are short-lived.
Yes.
They'll come and go in 4 and 6 years, and they're going to college or they're going into the workforce. If you want longevity, you've got to get in that office.
That's right. That's right. And one of the things that I recommend to every youth pastor, I mean every one of you, is create postcards. They're inexpensive. You can go online and make a postcard that has your youth ministry logo or your church logo. And every month, send a postcard of what you're praying for that leader about to the administrator, to the principal. Send them a card every month. And pay attention to your school's calendar. Principal, I'm praying for you because right now I know it's SAT testing, and I'm believing that your students are going to have the best testing scores of all the students in the county. I'm believing in you, and I'm praying for you right now. Send a card every month encouraging them and what you're praying for them about. I've even had atheist principals send me cards of thanks because I kept messing with them with the love of God. You just keep investing the love of God in them, and it will not return void. It will bless them.
So with that, What about this? You've got leaders that maybe they haven't gone to the campus. Maybe they're, we said at the very beginning, a little intimidated of the campus or not sure where to go.
Sure.
And they're out there today and they're saying, all right, you've kind of lit me up. I want to go now. I'm going to go meet with this principal. What would you say would be the golden rule that they need to keep when they go on that campus?
The golden rule on the campus is you're not in charge. You're a man or woman under authority. Remember that we have to answer for everything that we say and everything that we do on that campus. And as long as your principal feels, your administration feels, the school feels that you're not just there to purport your agenda, but you're there to support their agenda, they will know and trust you in a way that's unbelievable. And probably the greatest golden rule when it comes to serving the school is love them all. Love the good-looking ones, love the ugly ones, love the atheists, love the homosexual, love the whoremonger, love the druggy kid, love them all. Treat everyone with honor and respect, and you will have no problem connecting and correcting and directing the lives of young people.